Welcome back to the GSL. I am Tasis. With me is Artosis. I heard you had a very exciting interview with So, it's good.
Yeah, no, he's his interviews are short like his games. So, yeah.
Thank you guys so much for staying with us. Again, we will continue to apologize for the technical difficulties in game number 1. We do actually, we're already in game number 3 right now.
Yeah, this is a quick day.
I did not expect. This is the shortest series I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Double proxy with the barracks there.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Much better than I thought it was.
It's yeah, I mean,
it's pretty
nothing
good.
else to say, man.
I look forward to many more David games and David interviews. We have OGS TheWind against Miso Zenith. Now, TheWind, if you did not play or follow much StarCraft 1, then you would not know who TheWind is. But if you did and you followed old school StarCraft 1, TheWind is a very influential player.
Yeah, he was a great Zerg player for a lot of years, and he has moved on to StarCraft 2. He did so very, very, very early, and he's been one of the best Zerg players in Korea, but he's been overshadowed a little bit by players like Cool. So, you don't hear about him as much, but he's extremely good, and I can vouch that his ZVZ is very good. He actually eliminated me in another LAN in Korea, 2-1 in a ZVZ match.
He did that to my Artosis?
He did that to me, man. I was so angry. But that's okay. I'm always so angry. So here he is, TheWind. He's from OGS, Spunky's team, the team living with Team Liquid. And so therefore, he gets a lot of really great practice.
Yeah, he does. He also has to have the Team Liquid OGS sleepovers, the slumber parties.
That's right, man.
Sit around in their pajamas and talk about girls, eating Cheetos and stuff. TheWind is very, very frightening player, and I think he is definitely the favorite against Miso Zenith. Now, that's not to say that Zenith doesn't have a chance, because this is a very fragile matchup, just like Zerg vs. Zerg is in StarCraft 1.
Yeah, it can be very fragile, and it's quite interesting. There's some rock, paper, scissors components to it on some maps, and there are a lot of gamble builds that you can do, but TheWind actually likes to play a pretty straight-up style, and Miso, a little bit less straight-up of a player. But it should be actually quite a good match. A lot of people actually don't like ZVZ in StarCraft 2, but it's becoming better at the very top levels, especially in Korea. A lot of strategies get used because nowadays everyone's getting so good with banelings you can't kill each other. So you have to tech up, you have to expand, and it becomes actually a pretty reasonable matchup at that point.
Yeah, when the during the beta phase when they switched, the stats for Zerg, because it started out as all Roach versus Roach.
Yeah.
Which was kind of interesting. It was like PvP without Reavers or something. Then all of a sudden they switched it. Thank you very much. So they switched it up. Now we got Banelings. By the way, here's Miso Zenith from the team Zenith. He is a very good player, but he said he was not feeling as confident going into this match against TheWind. Now it's Baneling versus Baneling, and we've finally balanced out to the point where we get to these. We get to see the metagame kind of evolve here.
Yeah, it's a ZVZ. There's a lot that can actually go on right now. I'm sad because there's not a lot of Zergs in the entire world playing really at high levels right now. A lot of more players of Terran Protoss. So people aren't seeing a lot of really high-level ZVZs, and you have to practice a lot of ZVZ to get good enough with the Banelings that it actually goes into the mid and the late game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's people, you can do things like 6-pool, 7-pool. You can go for just the no-speed Baneling rush. Yeah. There's a lot of ways that you can add a very random element into it.
Yeah.
Like, well, did he do a build that this is going to just kill? Or did he do a build that can maybe defend it? Did he do a build that's going to kill it? You don't really know. So, sometimes we have these really crazy games that are just like, oh, hey, you lose.
Yeah.
But then again, more and more games are going to the mid and late game in ZVZ now.
Here is the map setup. Steps of War, by the way, it's going to be very important in a ZVZ because you're so close.
Yeah, Steps of War, actually, that is the map that you really want to practice ZVZ on if you're a Zerg player because it's so close and there's so little variation in what you can really do there. You get a lot of Baneling practice. I expect to see both of them open Banelings on that map.
And, of course, on Blistering Sands, that's also an interesting map because it's hard to secure an expansion.
Yeah.
And Scrap Station, we've seen some interesting techs. If you do get to the mid-game, we can see Mutalisks. So, you know, and it is hard to kill each other off, but at the same time, your ramp is pretty big, too.
Yeah,
so you can get overwhelmed as well. So,
and it's such a long distance on Scrap Station. A lot of times we see hatchery first, especially when Overlords scout each other right away.
Yes.
In ZVZ, it's like StarCraft 1 where you're like, well, how many drones are you going to make?
It's like, well, I guess we're both playing with map packs on.
Yeah, you know, no one makes their pool until, you know, like 17 supply after a hatchery. So, pretty interesting map set. I can't wait to see how this ends up.
I am getting very excited to see these games over here, guys. Miso, Zenith, and TheWind from Team OGS. It's so cool to see these new teams starting up. It's like going back 12 years ago when StarCraft 1 was just beginning. We just had these new clans, people switching over and stuff. It was just a few guys playing together, and it's just going to evolve up into
something
massive,
amazing.
Something amazing.
Something beautiful.
Beautiful and amazing. We're already getting there. By the way, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We do know that there is a lot of people tuning in today for the stream, so we do apologize for any lag issues.
We are working to fix that stuff. Well, not us.
Not us.
People who actually know how to fix stuff are working to fix stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
And both players confirming that they're ready. They're wishing each other good luck and have fun. So we're going to get this started pretty quick here.
Yeah.
Our only ZVZ. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm really excited to see a ZVZ. I think it might be our only one in GSL. So
it's a very special occasion. So
starting?
If you want to learn anything about ZVZ, this might be your only chance. The countdown has begun. Let's go.
At the top of Steps of War with Red Zerg. And a lot of fans.
TheWind.
Oh, just the wind.
Or as he likes to say it, oh, just the wind. Down here at the bottom left.
Yellow Zerg.
Get ready for it.
Miso Zenith.
Miso Zenith. Miso, a very delicious type of soup.
It is.
Yeah. It's quite healthy, too.
Yeah, it's good for you, man. Now, they're, of course, both sending their overlords towards each other. We may see the very rare overlord kiss. Where the two overlords actually merge in the middle of the map. You didn't know about that?
No, I didn't know about that. It's wow. That's
when I used to play on Game Eye a long time ago. Some Korean guy told me that. So I passed it. That's back when I played random.
Oh, that is so
he said
cute,
Overlord
man.
kiss.
I love it.
I like that.
I love it. And you know the Overlord positioning in ZVZ is so important.
Yeah.
Especially in Baneling Wars, you need to see exactly what's coming, in how big of clumps, how quickly, where it is, how to flank it. It's extremely important, and that's actually something you learn very quickly in ZVZ. You have to place your overlords exactly right, whether you're going to play a defensive Baneling, an offensive Baneling, no Baneling, some Baneling, Baneling left, Baneling blue, Baneling red, one fish, two fish, you know, whatever it is, you need those overlords positioned according to what you're planning to do.
Yeah, it's so important. And it's really a big indicator of a high-level player to see if he can position all of his overlords perfectly. Even more so in StarCraft 2 than StarCraft 1. Now, we see that OGS TheWind got his gas faster than Miso Zenith.
And that could point to a few things. You know, he may be wanting to open up with roach play. If you get your gas before your pool, you get 100 gas when the pool finishes.
Overlord
get your
kiss.
Going right away.
Sorry, had to point it out. There it is, Overlord kiss. For the record, we did not actually just kiss on air. It was the Overlords doing it. Keep going.
Anyways, wow, if we take a look here, Roach Warren,
Very
and also, if we look at, there we go, Roach Warren.
Whoa.
Crazy.
I can't believe this, actually. I really thought we were going to see a Baneling opener here.
Yeah, you know, this map, I believe Baneling is probably the best opening, but there is good roach play you can do, too. The ramp is very small.
Yep.
It's easy to defend the natural, so if you open roaches, you can either go for some sort of timing push, which is a little bit risky. If it's scouted just right, it'll get crushed. Or you can go ahead and take an expansion.
Now, these Lings are going to pass each other in the middle of the map. Miso's Lings going to take some more damage. Now, of course, you get a Queen out, so the Lings usually can't do that much damage, and he is going to get a Creep Tumor, I believe.
Actually going to grab
trying
those
to
Lings.
get those Lings.
And the Ling's doing some good scouting there.
Lings usually use more for scouting early on.
In the meantime, 4 Lings in here. You can actually take out some drones when you have 4. But the roaches are popping out. Will he get this drone? Oh, 1 drone down. 2 drones down.
Oh, my God.
Huge, huge play right there by TheWind, taking out 2 drones. You know, just like in StarCraft 1, every larva counts in ZVZ.
That's true. I mean, honestly, it's kind of an amateur move there by Miso to not stop that a little bit better. I really didn't expect to see the game turn out like that. He didn't move his roaches to intercept the Lings on the way down here either.
Ooh, look at this. A hatchery being turned into a lair.
Growing up to be a lair.
That's right. And he's mining a lot of extra gas as well. In fact, I feel like it's too much gas almost. And Miso taking an expansion. All very interesting. This is very non-standard by both players. This is not a typical ZVZ versus ZVZ opening. You know, roaches.
Oh, you know what he's doing? He's doing a build similar to what Diapollo used to do a while ago. That's the former best Command & Conquer player. Good friend of ours. Blocking the ramp with roaches because they're quite good against banelings. He's going to tech up to a layer, and he's going to get a spire.
That's right.
This is a build you only see on maps where you have small ramps.
And this is actually a build also that Czech started doing quite a while ago. He came up with this a very long time ago, and you know, he mixes it in still. It can be a dangerous build at times. And you know, the thing is about Miso, he's not really doing anything that's going to be any good against this. I don't understand his play at this point. Just making a bunch of roaches.
Looks like his game plan is to have these roaches here to stop a scouting Ling, make it look like he doesn't actually have that many roaches. Meanwhile, he's massing up a bunch of roaches over here for a timing attack. Now, he doesn't know for sure that his opponent's getting a spire.
That's right. And if those mutas get out before the roaches get there, which it's looking more and more like they may, then he's going to be in big trouble. I mean, mutas obviously destroy roaches pretty badly, but he's going to have to run through target drones, target that queen, and do as much damage as humanly possible, probably while making some extra queens for air defense.
Oh, he has no idea, actually, because he's making spine crawlers.
Okay, yeah, he's making 2 spine crawlers. Looks like he's just going for an eco roach opening, a completely nonsensical build with no scouting involved.
Yeah.
It looks like he's thinking there's just going to be roach speed rush by TheWind, which is actually a pretty terrible opening in ZVZ.
Okay, here we go. The roaches are on the move. Now, he does have some roaches out here to stop in case his opponent had any other scouters move out. He goes up to the ramp, and the mutas are on their way, and we're going to have one of those moments where I think Miso Zenis is going to go, oh, no.
But he may get a lot of kills with these roaches. We're going to have to wait and see. Turning around!
Oh, no, mutas.
I can't believe he's turning around right now. With this many roaches, you can run in there, kill so many drones, keep the mutas busy.
Okay, Ling's not good against roaches. Now he's suddenly realized, oh no, if I go back to my base, I don't do any damage. So I'm going to go up his ramp. I should have done that earlier. Oh no. This is just really bad position here. Now let's see if he can do some damage over here.
TheWind has got to be targeting these roaches. And he does. Look at that. Nice surround with the Zerglings, using zone roaches. Very good play by TheWind. And this is looking very grim for Miso.
Miso, me in so much trouble.
Miso bad.
Miso screwed right now.
Yeah. He has got a few queens here to help block off the mutas, and his economy is pretty decent. But look at this, a lot of Zerglings, a lot of roaches being made. And look at this, targeting the queens, Zerglings running up, surrounding the queens. Sunkens don't do a lot when they're in range.
You know, you'd think the Sunken could hit an air unit considering its range, but apparently not. And here we go.
Miso, very, very big trouble here.
And terrible damage dealt over here.
Thank you again, Dustin.
The Dustin Browder level of damage.
It's a lot of damage.
Okay, I think that's going to basically be it. He can get rid of the queen, get rid of the spore crawler. More Lings on the way. It's like a StarCraft 1 build almost against a StarCraft 2 Ling Muta against Mass Roach.
StarCraft 1 will always win. And it looks like, you know,
there it is, GG.
Miso, not enough scouting this game. Didn't really ever know what TheWind was doing. Didn't take even a very good guess, in my opinion. You know, like that was his build was so middle of the road.
Miso lacking anti-air right now.
That's right, man. Just, you know, he wanted to block the ramp of those 2 queens, moved back to engage the mutas. The wind totally capitalizing. Capital W.
Capital W, man.
Yeah, man. Capitalizing a capital W. It's in his name. It also means a win. That was like such a multi-level joke. I need some laughs.
You were ever there. Well, you know what we need? If the laughs didn't work out, we should just add laugh tracks.
I was just going
to
to
the
say that.
TV thing. So if you say a joke that fails, I just get on my keyboard. It's like, ah. But we don't have laugh
The
tracks.
nerdiest laughs possible. We hold down Idra and tickle him and just record that and use that.
That's what we need if the jokes don't work out. Or I got my observant keyboard over here. You could have your little synthesized keyboard.
That's right. I have one of those keyboards with the multiplay buttons. I just say it's like.
We're starting the next game. Miso against TheWind.